What's up, guys? All right, tonight a friend of mine dropped off his daughter's Jeep. He's trying to sell to a friend of his, and the transfer case shifter will not shift the gears. It's kind of sloppy. I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a second. Jeep's had these woes for years on many different models. TJ's did the same thing. There's a little plastic bushing that holds the cable onto the shift levers, and sometimes they pop off, sometimes they break, fall apart, disintegrate, and leave you unable to shift. My brother used to have a TJ, and I had to save him twice on the side of the road because the automatic shifter on his wouldn't come out of park. Once he was down in Atlanta on a lunch break when he was working down there, and another time I think he was at the ballpark or something with one of his kids, my nephew. Anyway, I'll walk you over here. We'll show you what's going on. He's also having a wheel bearing noise or something, a vibration he's wanting me to look at, but for now we're just going to look at this shifter. It's dark. I'm going to give us some light here. This may be too much light. Okay, it's dark, so I got a spotlight on it. So basically what happens is you got floppy. We're gonna fix that. That's what the bushing looks like in its package. All right, we're gonna put this thing up in the air. Hey, and everybody's out of focus now. All right. This thing back down on its lock, so if we ever had a hydraulic hose, this thing won't fall on my head here. So that shifter is up in there. That is the transfer case, of course. It's behind the transmission, if you didn't know. And this is a skid plate that's gonna, let me get up under here and I'll try to show you. That is a skid plate that's gonna try to hold me up because the shifter cable is right through there. So it's up in there. Can't see very well, so I'm just going to pop out these 4 bolts, pop this plate down, get that little thing out of the way, and maybe we can make some hay with that thing. Alright, we got this old Flexilla air hose. We're going to hook that up to the connector on our air gun. You know, and it's 18 millimeter. We're gonna rip these out real quick because we don't need those all the way. Alright. I'm just gonna hang her. I'm gonna hang her out of the way. It's not in our way, we don't have to take it all the way down, I don't have to play with weight. Alright. Yeah, we have one missing bushing. I can see it now. Somebody's put a slip tie on that. I think that's what's going on. Am I wrong? Damn, this video is going to be no good. That'll suck. But we'll see. We'll get a flathead. Or I'll see if it's attached or not. The thing may be attached. Alright. I don't have any grease rags. I'm out, so I'm using my good microfibers, which is always great. You just got to remember to throw them away before you try to wash the car with it. Or do any detail work, right? You end up putting grease all over your paint job. I think she's in there. Fall apart. Something fell out of there. Right in my face. Yeah, she's wasted. She's a goner. She's a goner. You know what I did though? I left that damn part there on the hood, I think. So, good thing I got a stepladder next to me. I'll just run up the stairs and get that thing. That was on the bumper. No sweat. I'm gonna pop you off. See if you can see what I see here without this camera going out of focus. Okay, where's she at? Alright, she's right here. Let me flip the screen around so I can see. Right here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me get the light in a better spot. Right there. It's supposed to be that bushing goes right on that little knob there. Alright. Let's get the probably most expensive thing I own away from the grease here. Alright, we gotta focus. Alright. Alright, so you saw where she lives. You saw why she's got a slop flop in her. So we're just gonna pop this on. I wish I could hold that camera and show you at the same time. It's pretty close quarters. It just pushes on to the linkage, and then a cable is supposed to just snap back on. She's not wanting to go. She's being a little stubborn. Yeah, we could fix that. Maybe. There she goes. Smooth like butter. She's in like Flint. There's a lot of grease up there. That CV for that front drive shaft has been slinging some grease. It has been slinging. It's alright. She's got 200 and something thousand miles on her. She's paid her dues. She can fling a little grease. So 07, that's the first year for the JK, I believe. I was a Jeep mechanic at the dealer when these things came out. No, I take that back. I started my shop in 2005. So I was just out the door when these hit the showroom, basically a year before they came out in late 06. I think I opened my shop up in March of 05. Alright, we're going to pull our light down, blind ourselves for a minute. That's not doing a good job unless you're seeing spots for a minute, right? Alright, let's get this thing back up, get our bolts back in. I can't see a thing. That is blinding, that's wicked. Wicked bright. Alright. She's a beaut, Clark. She's a beaut. Alright. That is something you could do in the field if you have 18mm socket and a screwdriver to pop that cable back on. You could do it with your hand, a little spit on it probably, a little something to lubricate that little grommet, but I just pop that pop that bad boy back on there. We'll go back upstairs here, and that was all that was left, which is nothing. Little piece of rubber. We'll go back upstairs and check it, and I'll show you that it should be firm. I'm going to clean my hands so I don't get all this grease up there in my friend's Jeep. They're trying to keep it clean, I'm sure, if they're trying to sell it, so they don't want my greasy handprints all over the place. So, all right, at least that thing's fixed. We got that fixed. I need to look at this wheel bearing. You know what, while I got it in the air here, I just want to see if anything looks funny. Nothing obvious on the load, but I'll suspend this front end, and we'll check that wheel bearing. That'll be the next video. So if you want to see how I check the wheel bearings, you can see us, and I guess it'll say probably something like 2007 JK wheel bearing inspection video or something like that. I don't know. If you like these videos, you get anything out of them, please give me a like, share, help me grow the channel. We appreciate it. Alright, I'm going to reposition this camera. We'll get up there and throw some light back in. I'll show you that we shouldn't have any slop anymore in that shifter, and she should be able to go through the gears now with no problem as far as the transfer case goes. Hey, nobody's focusing. You want to focus today? Yeah. Anytime, any day, maybe. This thing gonna focus. I don't know if it's focusing or not. We're gonna give this thing a shot here. We're gonna take you off the tripod. We are gonna walk all over this thing here. We gotta get some light. That should give us enough light. Let's see what we got. No! We got more than just one. We got more than one problem. There's something wrong there, for sure, senor. Huh. She's floppy. She's still flippity floppity. I wonder if that cable's broken. Let's get back down there. Let's raise her back up. Okay, so what we've got to do is we got to get this center console out, because I think we had a bushing, well, I know we had a bushing problem with the transfer case because it wasn't there. And I think we've got the same thing going on at the shifter end. I think that it was, somebody zip tied it onto the transmission, or I'm sorry, the transfer case linkage down there, because there's two little baby zip ties on it. And I think it was probably just enough to try to, get it into gear or not, and then it finally broke up here, and then it was just a hoppy floppy mess. So this there's a Torx bit in the side of the center console right there. Sorry about the shadowing. It's dark outside and I'm in this shop, but the lighting's pretty good in here, but it's not inside the vehicle. It's not. So we got that. I'm going to slide the seats forward and show you what you got to do on the back. So we got the same thing here. I think it's a T27 Torx bit right there. T27. Don't touch these. That'll let this console fall apart. It's just a mounting bolt on each side, in the back and in the front. Okay, and then this console will pop out, but you gotta deal with these shifters. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take these back bolts out, and I'll move the seat back, and just spin it out by hand. Yes, come to daddy. Come to daddy. There you go. Come on, baby. Alright, let's leave where I can see it. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Somebody had already taken the Torx out of the front on the passenger side. But not the back. So we will, let's see, is it even tight? Yeah. Do the same thing over here. We'll bust her loose. It's not like trying to run a camera and a ratchet wrench at the same time. Probably should have used like a cordless impact, or even a pneumatic one. That thing is gonna catch up. There we go. Alright, she's out. Now we gotta get the shifters out. So, we've got this transfer case one. It comes off in one swift move. This one, you got to pop the cover down, and there's a 15 Torx in the side. Okay, so this one, let's see if I can do it one-handed. Nope. I don't know if I'll be able to set this up. This GH5 is kind of bulky. Let's see. Not the two-handed. Alright. I got the damn shifter off. I had to just wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and wiggle and pull and wiggle and pull, and it finally popped off, and about punched myself in the face when it did it. I didn't get it on film. I turned it off. My daughter just got home from her first night at her first job, and she's a hostess at a restaurant down the street, and I had to talk to her for a minute. I want to see how her night went. But anyway, now I'm going to turn this back down. We're going to see if we can't get this shifter off. Automatic shifter. too bright. Alright, so same thing. That thing's got a collar that slides down, but this one should come off easier because it has, if you're wondering what I'm using a little trim tool. It's a little plastic, just like a little wedge really, or a little knife, plastic knife. It's meant for popping trim off without scratching it all up. There's a little screw right here on the side. I've actually got 20 Torx in it, I think. Alright, you gotta take it all the way out, I guess. And a tiny joker. And that one comes right off. And I don't know why they don't do that with a dang transfer case shifter, but they don't. Okay. I don't have any good way to film this, but just slide the console up. They don't give you frickin' any room to get this damn thing out. There we go. Fucking hey. Oh yeah. Alright. We're still rolling over here through all my schizophrenic curse words. And I'll show you what's going on up top. Now that we've wrestled with this console and called it every name in the book, that's where we're at right here. You see that? That should be another bushing right there. So I have to pick one of those up tomorrow because he only brought me one. And then we'll play with a wheel bearing in another video. So got the console out, the shifter's off. It's, you know, it's kind of a pain in the butt, but it's doable. I hadn't done one of these in a long time, so I forgot how to do it. So, you know, working on cars is a learning curve, and this is supposed to be an educational video. I'm trying to show you how to get things done here. You know, just nuts and bolts. You get it eventually. If you're scared, just get a set of tools and dive in. Hell, I pulled a VW motor out of a Bug, like a 65 Beetle, put it on a skateboard when I was like 13 or 14 years old, rolled it about 10 blocks through a subdivision to my friend's dad's house, where we pulled the motor apart, rebuilt it, put it back on the skateboard, wheeled it all the way back over to that dude's house, stuck it in, got it running. No one ever thought we'd get it running, but we did. May not have ran the best, but we got it running. If I could do that stuff at 13, anybody can do this kind of stuff. It's it just takes a set of tools, which you can buy cheap tools. Sorry, I was looking at my lens. Yeah, a little know-how and the will to get in there and give it a shot. You will break stuff. You will do stuff wrong, but if you got the right manuals, you're willing to study it, it's doable. Most things are doable. Some things you want to steer away from, you know, maybe let the experts do it, like setting gears up in the rear end or rebuilding the motor or something like that until you get, you know, more advanced. But little stuff like this, if you want to wrestle with it and you're not worried about it. The only bad thing about this plastic interior on cars nowadays is, especially if you're doing it in the winter, stuff gets brittle and breaks, cracks, just deteriorates over time, and sometimes just falls apart at the touch. So sometimes it does that when it's new. If you had to work on stuff new. I worked on cars as a dealer tech for 12, 13 years before I opened my own shop up. Had my own shop for 15 years, which I've closed it now. I'm just doing this kind of stuff on the side. Took another job with another company, but anyway, it's ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Jump in there and get it done. We'll get the bushing, we'll pop this thing back together, and you know, like I said, we had a problem at both ends of this one. Most of the time you only see it at one end, but I think somebody rigged it up at the transfer case and then it popped loose up here. We'll get them fixed. Alright, see you in the next step. All right, we're back at it. Got some more bushings on this little red Jeep. I got 3 more, so I'm going to do both shifters in the center console, the TK shifter and the regular transmission automatic gear shifter. Might as well while we're in there. They're notorious for breaking. It's the same thing. So, oh, look who came to visit. Baby came to visit. We're gonna. I already did the transfer case on the transfer case itself on that end, so I'm gonna do the automatic transmission down there too. All right, I'm gonna try to get this thing. Ooh, the mosquitoes are out tonight. All right, I'm gonna try to get this thing positioned where you can see. So right there is the bushing that we're gonna replace. Bailey is very curious what I'm doing. This guy has a dog and she smells it. So we're gonna, you see that? Just push it on the shaft like so. And then, oh yeah, mosquitoes are tearing me up out here tonight. It just rained. I need something to put on there. I need a little bit of lubricant. Okay, I've got it in. I had to put the camera down. It took 2 hands to get it to snap in, but now you can see that we don't have that slop in that shifter like we had. Remember how it was so floppy before? Alright, we're going to do the automatic transmission side now. I've already popped it off. I slid the new bushing on there, so I'll just take a screwdriver and pop it out there. See how yellow it is? They get just brittle, yellowed and brittle over time, and they just disintegrate. So we'll go ahead and change it while we're in here. It's like another $8 for the bushing or something, so it's kind of, brainless not to do that. Alright, I'm going to pop that in. It's just too hard for me to hold this camera and work those bushings at the same time. Should have been doing this with a GoPro, I guess, on my head, but it is what it is, and I'll let you see it when it's done. Okay, I must have lost the footage to the little section for the end of the shifter replacement, but it went swimmingly. Got the bushings replaced and the TK shifter and the gear shifter for the transmission. Got the console put back together. Everything works properly. That portion is complete. We're going to do a little second video on that Jeep where I've tested the wheel bearing and went for a test drive and determined it had some other issues other than wheel bearings. So check us out in that video, and that'll be coming up after this one. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Give us a like if you can. I mean, it means a lot to me if you do. Just give me that little thumbs up. Click on that thumbs up for me. We appreciate you watching, and hopefully you got something out of it. If you got any comments, please leave them below, and I will get back to you if necessary. All right, appreciate it. Thanks for watching.